Good morning, everyone. So it is, I don't know, I think the second? Is it the second or the third? I forget. All I know is it's Monday. March 2nd, 3rd, somewhere in there. And I'm trying to get through some extra questions, or not extra, they were questions that were left over from a couple of live streams ago. And this one is for Kay Nelson. She had a really good question, wondering when will we be hearing from some of the new whistleblowers coming from the 21 DOGE employees' resignations. She says their group resignation letter is strong. They stated that they would not participate in dismantling essential services to Americans. The tone of the resignation letter makes me think they have more to say. So this reading, I'll use the Lennies and figure out exactly when. We'll probably get some timing here too. Well, we will. But I want to see, what did they have to say? What did they really want to say that they maybe didn't put in the letter? $21 DOGE employees right there. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so, well, what's at the heart of the matter, the forces in motion with their resignation, has to do with the fact that they felt that they couldn't effectively do their job. They felt a sense of failure coming through. I think, I didn't allow for reversal, so, if this was reversed, it would be even more intense, but I feel like they couldn't keep going based on what was coming through to them, as far as, because this was the group that was left. They were from Biden's administration, and before that, these weren't new people that Elon had hired. So they didn't like what they were seeing, is what I'm getting here, and wondering if they kept going, like, could they endure, or would it just end in failure? A lot of times with the Pentacles, we're in the realm of integrity. Saturn in Taurus. Taurus is all about having faith in our principles, and Saturn can be that wall that, you don't get past. Saturn is all about maturity and mastery. Okay, yeah, and then here we are with the King of Cups on his side. Well, this would not be Biden to me. This would be, because the dude's on his side. This to me is Elon. They couldn't see Elon as a boss. Makes sense. Okay, and then the place where they did have control is to move forward in a way that is safety for America, seeing the big picture, Mars and Pisces, wanting people to be happy, right? Wanting Americans to be happy. So that's interesting. In the past, they worked together with quite a bit of teamwork, and had a good plan. I mean, they were doing well. What was hanging over them, of course, was the greedy. Let me go. Come up a little bit. There we go. The greedy businessman, the greedy old businessman, thinks he's going to boss them around. So obviously not. Obviously not. In the future, their future at that time, they were honoring all that was sacred, holding the container of people's family. I mean, we've got a lot of family cards here. People's data, people's information, things, I mean, everything. Social Security numbers, all of that. So, yeah. Now, internally, they were thinking in legal terms. They were coming from clarity with the King of Swords. They were coming from a place of very clear thinking and being in their authority and being in their truth. Externally, they were probably thinking, okay, we'll just, we have to take this and move forward best we can with it, coming from a sense of purity. best, best possible case. And then in the long distance future, they're thinking that the information will come out. So this is part of the whistleblower a little bit. And then, now a whistleblower card is usually the Page of Swords. But then also when it comes to the Death card, that would be big change. Big change. And if we were to keep going, we've got the Three of Swords, and they decided to not betray themselves. Let's see what was at the bottom. Yeah, the Magician. Well, I feel like they thought that they really had the power, and it had to do with what they could create based in this situation. So a big change, though, with the outcome being a big change, and they were just done, and then hoping that later something would come out. So let's see. Let me just do another quick spread and see what may or may not. Let's see if a whistle will at least one of them really come through and be a whistleblower. That Page of Pentacles looks to me like evidence. So let's see. Will we actually have whistleblowers, at least one, that comes out from their resignation? Now, it tells me, legally, I would think they resigned so that they did not have to sign, or they refused to sign an NDA that I'm sure, absolutely positive, Elon was trying to force on them. And which might not be legal either for a government institution. No. Keeping secrets that are, like CIA, FBI, yeah, those guys, they do it all the time, but I don't know about... Nah. Okay. Will there be at least one whistleblower? And if so, when? Right there. Oh yeah. I would say it's very possible that there's three. There's three, and doesn't have to be three women, but it very well may be. It's possible. Oh yeah, and then the challenge to them is when, like how long to hold on to it. That because they have it. But they need to be balanced within their, well, you know what? I think their biggest challenge, I think that the whistleblowers are mostly female, and their biggest challenge was it was such a toxic environment. That's what I'm getting there. Okay. They're waiting for safe passage with the whole thing. In the past, super disappointed, lifelong career, just over. I mean, how awful for them. That just must have been the worst. Hanging over them, we have the Eight of Swords, so they are feeling somewhat restricted. Feeling like they don't really have the control. Near future, oh yeah. I wonder if they're hoping something happens in the government that is that could like hold Muskrat and Trump back. Yeah, I mean, because we have the tradition here, we have the status quo, we have the group. Maybe they're waiting for more than one whistleblower. Maybe they're trying to get, maybe there's three that are on board and they're waiting to try and get more to build something much stronger. Because this, can be like the way a group works. Okay. Wow. So internally, they're raring to go. Externally, they are gathering strength. They're waiting, they're biding their time before they speak. Long distance future, they are trying to play it safe. And oh my goodness. I mean, sometimes the high priestess is a card of silence, but in this situation, I think they're they're kind of just waiting. There's a lot of, there's spiritual law in this card and man-made law in the Hierophant. So that's interesting. Maybe some of them are just trying to play it safe and they just won't get on board, but it really just takes one. And it looks like we have a few here. And then again, with the Page of Pentacles, it could take some time because, the earthly realm always takes time. But fulfillment coming in, there's that. I don't think it's going to be too much fun. There we are with the betrayal again. And I don't think it's going to be too much fun for this guy that thinks he's got it all under control. Let me just go ahead and use the Lennies and see if we can get some timing. Or if it... Oh, actually, I'll pose the same question to the Lennies. Let's do that. That'll be better. So this deck, in case you guys don't know it, if you're new to my channel, it's this one here. Actually the same size cards as the regular Rider-Waite Smith, so sometimes we probably could mix them together. Might as well. One of these days. Okay. So, whistleblower. Whistleblowers or not, and if so, when? I just couldn't seem to get that Page of Swords whistleblower card to come out of the tarot, so whatever. Let's just check it out this way. So far, though, just in summary, with the tarot, I feel like they're waiting. It seems to me like the cards are trying to say that they're waiting until there's enough of them together. Maybe there's strength in numbers, and for a legal, like maybe they're working to get the paperwork together. That could be what that Page of Pentacles is all about. But it looks like they've gone beyond talking about it. Okay, right there. Yeah, they need the stable foundation. They need more. Yeah, they need to. They're waiting to work things to their advantage. Oops, my camera must be a little crooked up there, but it's okay. So, man, snake. Ooh, star, clover. Oh, and the key. Okay, so the key is yes. Now, the fox can bring through, like kind of ferret out a whole bunch of something. With the fish, it's a lot. So let me keep going. Oh, they're trying to make sure that they have protection. Yeah, worried about obstacles, news, protection here. Whoa, the two protective cards are at one of the four corners, or two of the four corners. So anyway, protection and safety is also a hallmark of the house card. So they are waiting for, well, I don't have the clouds to show a lot of waiting though, actually, but I do have obstacles here. They are trying to be careful of complications that could block their progress. Now in nature, storks eat snakes, and the stork is in the snake has to do with complications and betrayals. Stork has to do with improvements and changes and seeing the bigger picture. Now, because stork landed above the snake, the stork has the power, like right away. And the key is, the solution, the key is the most important thing to them is to manipulate and wait, and they're working to their advantage so that they have protection and loyalty within. So I think they are gathering numbers. They're trying to get some more people than those three that it looked like, we had in the beginning, or have. So, but again, protection. And with this spread, I'm thinking that there's something that they know about Russia. I think well, darn, that's the thing. If they could have stayed in and kept, kept anything from happening, it would be because they didn't want the information to get to Russia, to Putin. They were trying to protect from Putin, from it going out. Same thing with the writer would be that information and the Russian connection here, and maybe even more than Russia, maybe another like China. Now this would be a hallmark of the way Elon works. And this has always been my Elon Musk card, and especially when it links to the star card, because, Starlink, and this is the knighting, and that is an important factor. So, as far as a whistleblower, the only thing, I would say yes, if I hadn't done this extra, if we cut these cards out, like this, I would say yes. This first 9 box, yes. I'm not seeing an obstacle. But the mountain is the obstacle. But then again, it's also a card of hidden enemies. And when it comes to yes cards in the deck, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of these 15 cards. So there's an overwhelming amount of, and actually, the writer is pretty much a neutral card. This is the only one that's tripping me up. So I think yes. Let me see if I can get some timing here. Here, I'll bring the camera down because we won't need as many cards. So, when will we have, here, let me do it this way. When would a whistleblower, I can hear my camera's making noise. There. It needs something to focus on, otherwise it goes into this stupid old projector sound. I don't know why Panasonic this camera does it, but anyway. Okay, so my question now, at this point, is when might we see a whistleblowing, when may this happen? And will it be big enough to make a difference? I guess it would have to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't come out with it, right? So when and what will be the outcome? Okay, the ship, oops, sorry about that noise. The ship can be pretty quick. It can be a couple of days, but oops, sorry, I wasn't even looking. It can be a couple of days, 3 to 4 days, a couple of weeks, 4 days to 2 weeks tops usually. But it does have to do when some kind of journey is complete. So what needs to be here would be a completion card. So the end, here, let me do 5 cards. The end, the end of What? Somebody's authority? The end of this institution? The end of this, place where they're controlled by something from the outside, which is that authority of this administration. So maybe something's going to happen altogether. I think I've opened a can of worms. The Sun is a major, revelation card. Now, I mean, with this card here, we've got something pretty soon, and it could definitely end this administration and reveal with evidence. Wow. I think I shouldn't have been trying to ask 2 questions with one spread. Because there's the story right here. They're going to do it when they're going to make this movement, this big movement, this big transaction, when they know they can end Elon, and they're going to reveal it with evidence. Wow. So that tells me they had printed out emails and letters of an offer, everything that Elon offered them, plus the demand of an NDA, I'm sure. All right, let's try one more time. I'll just look for the timing. Do this again. Okay. How long is this going to take? Or when will this happen? When will this happen? When? Well, the lilies, clover, mountain. Yeah, I still think it's going to take a while, and that's probably why the mountain came through in the other card. So timing with the lilies. I mean, a lot of you guys call it Easter because of the lilies, but it's definitely a week. According to my teachings, my learnings, my studies and teachings, it's the wintertime card. But I'd be okay with Easter. The clover is something that's soon, but it can sometimes be kind of fleeting. But it could be, a couple weeks, 2 weeks. It could even be 2 days. God, it'd be great if it was. Easter is beyond 2 weeks, though. But maybe there's an opportunity around Easter time. And then with the mountain, though, that is something that's delayed, but you just hang in there with endurance, and it could take months, even years. So I do like the lily better, because, at the most it would be this coming winter. Darn it. Yeah, I'm not enough of not any bet a part of, having a legal background, especially when it comes to government legalities, governmental legalities. I'm just a doofus here. So I'm kind of guessing. But when it comes to timing, the only one that's quick is the clover, but it's a fleeting opportunity. Now, if I were to just try and get an answer here, like as far as without timing, I would say they're going for the mature opportunity and I think this is the better answer, a mature opportunity that brings endurance so that they don't have the hidden enemies coming out of the woodwork. And no matter how long it takes, you can always get around a mountain. Well, maybe not always, but most always. So, okay. Well, I hope this wasn't more confusing than just answering. But I had to go into this because I didn't have, and you guys could ask some other readers, but I didn't get the Page of Swords, which is my whistleblower card. But it sure looks like there's a plan in place. So, okay, thank you so much for listening, and take good care. Bye.